Geralt! Saskia's disappeared. People are getting riled.
Dwarves, too.
Saskia's spellbound. Philippa controls her.
You're shitting me.
I knew something was up. I could feel it. She ordered Deathmold executed, no trial, just like that. A gesture from Philippa is all it took.
That bastard deserved it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zoltan had ordered it, as vengeful as he is. But Saskia?
Where is she?
Philippa's taken her to Loch Muin. I'm going after Saskia, with Iorveth. Everything suggests those responsible for Foltest's death will be at Loch Muin.
Some still say you killed him.
I've got to stop that drivel. Don't have a choice, but you do.
The elite of the North is gathering at Loch Muin. I couldn't forgive myself if I wasn't there. It'd be a sin against art.
The art of poking your nose in others' business.
You'll be needed here until Saskia returns. Order must prevail. There can be no strife. The victory over Henselt was an important step, but only the first on a long road.
The hymn I composed could help.
Vergen will need many more songs.
I certainly hope our paths will cross again, Geralt of Rivia.
Stop dramatizing. You can be sure of that. We've got unfinished business of our own.
Huh? Oh, aye.
Let's go then, Gwynblade.
Sheila de Tanserville. I'd sensed from the start that some dark mystery lay behind that cold countenance. Following the demise of the Council and Conclave, there was no one left to keep the mages in line. But regicide? Why? What was this all about? It seemed these questions would be answered at Loch Muin, an ancient city amidst mountains, the remnants of the civilization of the Vrans, whose dusk had come long ago. And you would be right to ask, why did you not set out for Loch Muin, Master Dandelion? Vergen was free. Yet what is freedom without its awareness? It might too easily pass from hand to hand were a nation to lack individuals capable of pointing the way. I remained in the Palantir Valley. That is the task fate seemed to assign me, to safeguard freedom as it budded and bloomed. Who knows, I may yet prove freedom's bard. Yet forever feeling a vast, shared responsibility for the fate to the north, I dispatched to Loch Muin my faithful and capable friend, Geralt of Rivia. Have I mentioned his disdain for politics? Well, it was at Loch Muin where he could finally give vent to it.
Even gesehen?
As er varana heter.
Me voldtocht en geheerd veen. Me vertrouw het een bellengrek.
Vi se dein kiezeret. Net en verbtede. Het en kriza. Do you know what this is?
I know.
Who it is?
Tris Marigold. Until recently advisor to King Foltest. Artifact compression. A complicated spell.
Is she alive?
Her life processes are on hold, but it is reversible. Though very difficult.
You created a portal between Loch Muin and Nilfgaard. You should manage the figurine.
Stand back. I cannot be sure how her body will react to decompression.
No pentagrams, candles, spilt blood.
It figures you do know little about magic, Ambassador. It matters not.
We need her alive, Asira. Make sure her body survives decompression well.
I'll do what I can, but she will be disoriented for some time. What is your name? Oh! Tell me your name. Tris!
Vise getocht gedein. Vise espeit eb wovret. Dartocht eb nedling derien. Mehen eveneens eb turin. Me pöft en alverdeg. Marigold. Your name is Tris Marigold.
I recognize them. I recognize this valley. This path leads to the city gates. We're almost there.
Harpy tracks everywhere. Enemies near last.
We're wasting time.
These mountains have witnessed the fall of two civilizations. First that of the Vrans, then of ours, the Ancient. No, disease did, and the climate. Long ago, the sources of the Pontard did not freeze over and flow down. Flowers still bloomed on this.
Knights of the Flaming Rose at a...
I wonder whose side they're on.
on that of whoever...
They've made camp outside the city wall.
Are they on?
Maybe they just
Eilhart has a dragon up her sleeve.
don't forget she...
It should be an interesting piece.
Any idea who might...
Radovid. Now the scum of the Order wear the Redanian coat of arms at...
Radovid witnessed what the Order did in Vizima. He saw the Grand Master's madness with his own eyes. Yet he gave them a new home. For a good reason, I expect.
That's easy.
You shouldn't let them see you.
I know. To them,
It's not because you're an elf. It's because you're Iorveth.
I'll try to enter the city through the caves.
I know the Order's Grand Master. We once fought on the same...
Count me out. I'll try to find the caves that connect to the city. Catch up to me if you change your mind. Vafael.
Halt! Drop... I know you. You're the Witcher of Rivia. You murdered...
Leave him.
the Grandmaster.
Enough. Leave us alone. Welcome, Witcher.
Siegfried of Denel. Glad to see you, Grandmaster.
As am I to see you.
So tell me, what are your knights doing at a peace summit?
I owe you much, Geralt, and by the gods I'm on your side. But there are things of which I simply cannot speak. I heard you're in trouble.
And I've come to Loch Muin to get out of it.
There's quite a price on your head. Letters and orders have been issued, bounties offered.
Do you believe I've been killing kings?
You never do anything without good reason. And I fail to see how you would profit from plunging the North into chaos.
You're right on those counts. You've probably been camped here for a while, so you must know if Philippa Eilhart is in Loch Muin.
She was just arrested and charged with high treason.
By whom?
Radovid signed the order. My men, along with some Redanian guards, captured her. In no small part thanks to you, Witcher. He promised us land near Roggeveen, and I aim to erect a fort. Barionmerg, we shall call it. They started this morning. Yet, as a result, heavily armed units patrol most streets while the rulers sit...
The main...
The next meeting will decide the fate of the Pontar.
That's precisely what I... When did the Order of the Flaming Rose jump in...
When Radovid granted us land. The Order's Supreme Council has sworn allegiance to him. Now we're his personal guard.
Interesting move for such a young king.
Good for both sides, really. The Order needed a place to call its own, and Radovid had droves of opponents, most of whom we've already rendered harmless.
After Vizimir's death, practically everyone tried to tear off a piece of the realm for themselves.
Precisely. The young king now strives to consolidate his power. He's a capable and very ambitious man.
You look worried.
A Grand Master bears great...
What's your responsibility?
Nobody believes in a peaceful resolution to the...
Even Radovid?
Radovid has great plans.
A true monarch.
Other kings are priestesses of Melitele compared to him.
I have to talk to...
She's in a dungeon in the Redanian camp. No one's allowed in.
Just let me in through the gate.
All right, but be careful. The city's like a witch's bomb. One spot...
Don't worry about me.
You must find the central square. I'd advise you to stay clear of the other camps, especially the Temerian one. They still believe you... Radovid occupies several buildings on the eastern wall of the square. I vouch for this man. Treat him as the Order's guest. I'm giving him my ring.
Yes, Grandmaster. We'll alert...
The city's crawling with armed men.
It's been divided into several sectors to avoid conflict. Each has its own guards who keep the peace. Don't start any fights or...
You just called my very existence.
I'm merely warning you. May the eternal fire guide you.
They gagged Philippa in the nick of time. She almost cast a spell. Rotting in the Redanian dungeon now in special shackles.
Radovid's right to show the witches their place.
I wonder what they'll do to her. Either the executioner or the monsters will have their fun. They say Lochmuin's dungeons are full of scum of all kinds.
No idea what they locked her up for, but every sorceress is guilty of something.
True enough. Not likely to see anyone weeping for her.
A dungeon befits Philippa Eilhart very well, though gallows would be even better.
If they killed her, you can forget about healing Saskia.
They must guard her as heavily as the Emperor's bedchamber. We'll not get in there.
I'm in no hurry to visit the Emperor's bedchamber, but we've got to get into the dungeon.
Look for a passage through the sewers. I'll locate Eilhart's quarters. If she didn't expect to be arrested, I may find something interesting there.
The tunnels beneath the city sound reasonable.
They used to lead almost everywhere, though some...
It's still worth a
Let's go. Right. We learned a lot the last time we browsed through her things.
I knew we'd meet again.
Not you.
Silgrat doesn't forget humiliation.
What do you want?
You won't win this time. All of Edern will know the... Be off!
Now you tell me. I don't work with sorceresses. This is no job for me.
What's going on? Are you about to fight?
The Conclave has forbidden dueling.
You can't just back out. We agreed. We have commitments to fulfill.
You did take an advance on your fee.
And I'm keeping it. Don't you follow me.
Witcher Geralt, a sight for sore eyes you are. May we speak?
Didn't expect to see you again. Certainly not here.
Loch Muin is an intriguing place.
For scientists especially.
We've mounted a small expedition and require protection.
Sounds like regular Witcher's work to me.
After you complete the task.
I'll need an advance.
We'd prefer to pay a lump sum. Yes, but he took the coin and did nothing.
Thief.
You were gullible. Can't hold me responsible for that.
If you insist, we can advance you some coin ourselves. Though we're practically penniless.
I don't have much time. Let me hear some details.
The sorceress will reveal everything. We're on our way to meet her. I can only say it concerns Ebder Henna.
His laboratory, to be precise. Der Henna is dead.
What was Der Henna?
Everyone's heard of his 1,000 genie curse, but few know that he also had a pawn. In his memoirs, he mentions that he left his archive here. That's how we pinpointed...
You did?
The sorceress did, in point of fact.
But we're the ones who know everything about Ebder Henna.
I wrote my dissertation about the man. To arrive at the laboratory...
I know a thing or two about monsters.
I'm sorry, but we cannot disclose her name until you agree to join us.
Nice talking to you then.
Cynthia! Her name is Cynthia!
Remember that potion you gave me back in Flotsam?
Of course. How's the experiment going? Noticed any side effects?
Or peculiar interactions with other potions?
Yeah, every time I mix it with vodka, my tongue gets hairy. All right, I'm willing to help. Where do we start?
We've gained access to an ancient crypt where mages were laid to rest. It's beneath that tower.
We've broken through! In the right spot!
Quiet. Stand ready. He killed Vanamar.
And many other mages. I know who he is, Cynthia.
In the same city as Philippa, and you didn't even bother to change your name. That takes balls.
Philippa's out of the picture. She's been arrested.
And I was supposed to die, but I didn't. Grave error.
I'll make you a deal.
How can I get into... Where are you? You're gonna help me free her.
Not likely. You're better off killing me now. You've no idea what the
Why are you...
We suspect Der Henner's laboratory may contain documents and books that could...
That wasn't even close to...
We don't know what's inside. Der Henner was a talented man, but also an eccentric.
What do you hope to find?
That's confidential. I cannot tell you. Regardless, we need your... We want to get there through the sewers. But can't
Any deals we make will not be on your terms. So be it.
Witcher, help me complete my mission. Help me open Der Henner's laboratory.
What'll you give me?
I've read the intelligence reports. I know your past. There are things in there, important things you don't remember.
I could force you to tell me.
I don't think so. Will you torture me? We both know you couldn't.
Fine. I'll help you open the laboratory.
In exchange, I'll tell you all I can. Do we have a deal?
Yeah. One more thing.
We made a deal.
I'm even faster with my sword. No tricks.
Are we likely to encounter drowners? Or a related species? Perhaps other monsters?
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters.
Are we likely to encounter drowners? Or a related species? Perhaps other monsters?
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters.
Ghouls!
Watch yourself.
Are we likely to encounter drowners? Or a related species? Perhaps other monsters?
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters.
Ghouls!
Watch yourself.
Are we likely to encounter drowners? Or a related species? Perhaps other monsters?
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters. Now, just
Are we likely to encounter drowners?
Yes?
The mages will be overjoyed if you sign their treaty.
They insist on appointing...
Anything can happen.
That lass will allow no one.
Making her even more just think. I guess you're here about the war with...
They wouldn't let us near Natalis, and the mages drone on about their coven with a... Perhaps the prince could get something. But Henselt protested, and the others are too cowardly to stand up to him.
Henselt can't openly interfere in your matters.
Who's to stop him? He claims that...
Terrible crime. I'm Geralt.
Brass of Banard.
Seems we only ever meet. On the contrary.
Do you really? Elven work.
But even ruined, Loch Muin is impressive.
Everything was better before the war.
Somehow I just can't imagine Hen-Get-Him-Dee that...
You met him? Ah, right. His death was a terrible... You see, Geralt, everyone...
Values are being compromised.
Exactly. But the events... The world grew up, losing its virginity in a rape.
What you... Yet not everyone understands that, and...
You're so clever.
Actually,
I'm no
You're the best swordsmith among mages.
I'm more interested in the cult...
I'm going to need a solid cultural relic, and...
I guess the circumstance...
I came upon... I wouldn't be asking if I did. So how do I use the manuscript?
You needn't even know the meaning of the words for the sentry to let you pass. You must merely know the secret. Nana Kanpa Ziu. Nana Kanpa means forge ahead.
Not that complicated, actually. Thanks for your help.
Greetings. Greetings.
From.
It's a brazen attack.
Greetings.
Many thanks for the compliment.
Kitchen open day and night?
It's not that kind of fire. Only in the eternal fire beneath the sun.
Radovid sent them, you idiot!
The audacity!
Pull yourself together!
Tell me what you know about those gargoyles that are bothering you.
They were servants of the mages. The mages left, but the quarters they guard are simply
Hey there!
How are things?
You're either very I thought I'd meet some of my colleagues from you.
Mages aren't known for being polite.
You're telling me. They threw me out of Banard the first. They've all forgotten me, and I believe I've had...
I'd like to cast an eye at those if you don't mind.
Sure. Cast...
I'd like to...
I venture to say you don't stand a
moaning and writhing and begging for more.
I'm available.
Barbarian.
This would never happen if the Conclave's...
And if Grandma had a moustache...
We must protest with all our power.
Oh, shut up.
Where is Philippa? She should reason. She should pull down his pants and give him a thrashing in front of all those knights.
Afraid she's lost the potion forever. Good date. I know a spell that seals.
Freak! You lose something.
Are you the...
Who's asking?
someone who wants to see if you...
Then come to the circus and watch me rip off...
You've got a big...
And you've pissed off the mighty Numa. Put down your coin and give me your hand. Come back when... I don't... Come back when you have the coin.
We've broken through in the right spot.
Quiet. Stand ready.
Any...
Hear me.
So be...
Which?
What'll you...
I've read the...
I could force you to tell me.
I don't think...
Fine.
In exchange...
Yeah.
No.
We may...
Are we likely to encounter drowners? Or a related species? Perhaps other monsters?
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters.
take that.
And no rats are running around sewers. What we're looking for, anyway? Some graves, I heard.
Graves? So maybe there is something in this for us.
Shut your traps. Want the sergeant to hear? You've been deep shite.
We've got company.
Redanian bastards.
The entrance must be somewhere here.
If our experts are to be trusted.
Dehenna dabbled in illusions, among other things.
He also experimented heavily with golems.
Golems with the power of speech, supposedly. They knew nothing of poetry, but...
Will you two shut up?
Yes, it's an illusion. I found a weak spot. Stand back.
Ever noticed how monster entrails differ
Later,
completely from human?
Lisa Elorn, later, dear!
Stop wasting time.
At times I'm caught. You can get my kind of feat. Though I have no needles, they say I am piercing. What am I?
Careful with the answer. It could be a trap.
Typical of Dehenna. He was a genius with a penchant for mischievous jokes, like a child.
So a couple of adults, purported experts, should have no problem solving this.
Indeed, it's trivial. The answer is pain.
Incorrect.
No! Impossible! So many years of... Why did we ever embark on this?
Capable of kindness and cruelty, I take victims when I sour. I can be on your side or wrong you. I bring gifts, though you already have me.
Can you please repeat the riddle?
Capable of kindness and cruelty, I take victims when I sour. I can be on your side or wrong you. I bring gifts, though you already have me.
Fate.
Correct.
It's going rather well so far.
Not for
I
everybody.
wager we have a few more of Dehenna surprises for unwanted visitors ahead.
Someone's been here recently.
Well, well, the competition's here. Kill them!
northward.
Another Guardian. Later, Elorn. Lisa Elorn. Later, dear! Too bad about
Cannot
Gaspar.
hope to finish the research alone.
A group of travelers wandering through the dark. 3 guides above them, so 3 were marked. At night, they trailed a drake serpentine and a silver lady shining and fine. If only her visage she would deign to unfold. By day they followed a mountain vault, its riches untold.
Did I hear someone complain about the riddles being too easy?
Let's think this through. There are 9 alcoves, a fresco in each. That's 3 groups of 3 frescoes.
The riddle mentions 3 guides above the travelers. We must examine the frescoes, seek answers there.
I'll advise you about the riddle, but I will not take part in disarming the device. I've got a bad feeling about this.
It would be visible at night. What's more, sources on alchemy invariably portray dragons as winged, and as an accomplice.
In alchemy, the winged...
It should be the dragon constellation.
I shall take that one.
What do you think of the second verse?
To my mind, it speaks of the white rose, symbol of the Order of the Flaming Rose. You see, the fresco itself resembles a coat of arms, and in heraldry, silver is rendered as white. So the Silver Lady and White Rose are one and the same.
I think it describes the full moon. In alchemy, the moon represents both silver as a metal and the feminine element.
The order remains largely unknown in the south, so the White Rose seems unlikely. Every Nilfgaardian, on the other hand, has heard of the brigade's name is...
I think it's... What do you say to the third verse?
It describes the precipice, the ravine amidst mountains. An ancient rule in alchemy states, as above, so below.
We must read the third line literally.
The verse is not literal. In many...
The mine entrance in the mountainside. I'll stand next to that fresco. Take your places.
As you will.
I shall take...
I think...
Allow.
The mine... I'll stand next to that fresco. Let's see if we can solve this. Take your...
Count me out. I want to...
As you will.
Intruder detected.
No!
Our expedition has grown thin. Such a shame. I actually found those two amusing.
Shut up.
Of course, my lady. I expected a greater challenge. But riddles fit for beer enthusiasts.
A golem? So Darehenna's legend is true?
It is no more than an obedient machine created to follow orders and kill. Not unlike our Witcher.
So I guess we should get along famously.
You? What do you know about golems?
I don't run into them in every forest, but any good bestiary describes golems at length, and I've read more than my share of those.
Geralt, I'm not questioning your knowledge, but I should be...
Actually, you are questioning my knowledge. Listen, I know what I'm...
So now we've got a burglar in our midst. Be my guest. Try.
My intentions are good.
As are mine. Know, however, that the...
Darehenna must have been pretty lonely.
The Master made me and you, provided you stand there, are...
Did your creator give you a name?
I'm called Obedience.
A golem's name is the word that gave it life, and that can take it away. You must have...
I own nothing. Everything belongs to...
So you're aware you're an automaton?
Is human life predictable in that the cycle of birth and death ensnares it? Better than mine. When a human is born...
And to think that Adalbert Has anyone tried?
I recall no intruders. I do, however, remember guests who left...
When was...
I am a machine.
Who is...
Darehenna, but he is dead. Also guests may pass, but I...
Tell me more.
Is it not obvious? A guest keeps his distance.
You're far...
The Master made me the way I am.
So you decide who's a guest and who's an intruder.
Who else would? Guests chat innocuously, exerting no pressure. All others are intruders.
You're far more self-aware than a typical golem. Can you make some...
The Master made me...
So you decide who's a guest.
Who else would? Guest...
I have a... Powerful magic
He is...
As a...
You are wrong. The pain of the world, melancholy, lies within the domain of emotion.
But you can learn.
In my case, it comes from the...
And do you feel a need to...
I feel nothing.
Can we discuss...
Of course not.
have other... power... Can I ask... I have... All right. I think I know how to get past this thing without a fight.
Burglar witchers, philosopher golems, an expedition replete with fascinating discoveries.
And terrible disappointments. Shut up.
We know you exist by the will of your master, thanks to the name word he gave you.
That is true.
You were created to discern intruders from guests.
Intruders must be stopped.
Are you aware that intruders may seek to deceive you?
I have stone fists to defend myself.
But intruders could include sorcerers who alter reality.
My existence is certain.
Since only you and the Master's legacy exist for certain, everything else is doubtful. A malicious intruder could cloud your sense.
I am the Guardian, the Master.
He couldn't foresee everything, so he gave you a mind to come. Your Master says, greet guests and stop intruders. That would be against your Master's will.
Guests must be greeted, and intruders must be stopped. This is Tehenna's will. Are you a guest or an intruder?
Doesn't matter what I answer. Your senses deceive you. You can trust only your mind. You can't assume I'm a guest, because I may be an intruder. You can't assume I'm an intruder, because I may be a guest.
This is a contradiction, a paradox. The law of excluded middle.
We've done it. Penetrated Tehenna's laboratory.
Let's have a look.
One buff.
This is better than I'd hoped.
A great success for Nilfgaard, this mission.
Maybe you'll get that promotion.
These are Hannah's notes from a trip he took to Zerrikania. Hannah mentions some bacteria.
Can you feel that?
My medallion's vibrating.
Another masking illusion. I'll try to disperse it. Later, dear!
The device. What is...
You've done your job. You'll be paid and...
Paid like the scholars were? They died once they were no longer useful.
They were never useful, but Cynthia insisted. Fortunately, they were so kind as to remove themselves without my help.
I'm not about to be that kind.
Adelbert, you know what you're to look for.
Yes, Ma'am.
It's a prototype megascope. I didn't know it had survived.
What's it do?
The artifact detects an emotional bond with a person. Its user need only focus on that person and the device will establish a connection.
Great tool for a spy.
Yes.
Time you fulfilled your end of the bargain. What do you know about my past?
You were a rider of the Wild Hunt. I read the reports.
Don't the Nilfgaardians have anything better to do than write reports about witchers?
Not about witchers. About you. You are the sole person to have been a member of the host, and survived.
Anything else? Any detail you can give me would be useful.
Don't trust Letho.
You think I trust the people I hunt?
He's your foe today, but he wasn't always.
How do you know I knew?
I've read...
the reports. Why are you warning me about him?
Because I like you.
Is there anything to prove I was part of the Wild Hunt?
Nothing. Apart from the fact that Nilfgaardian intelligence agents are drawn and quartered for lying in their reports.
An enlightened nation indeed.
You haven't the faintest notion how many people are interested in you. Very important people.
Just because I survived?
You're a former rider of the hunt, and you live. You may be the key to... and they all know that.
Let's say you've satisfied my curiosity.
Well then, consider me glad to have satisfied a witcher, whatever the way.
I'd like to try out the device.
You realize that can only end badly.
Cut in again and I'll put you in my report. You may use it, but just once.
Giving state secrets away to a Nordling. Will you mention that in your report?
You're sure to be named a commander one day, Adalbert. But until that happens, be a good boy and do your job.
Article 22 of the Code is clear. Suspicion of treason.
Multiplication. Second year at the academy, all mages learn it.
I didn't expect you to take my side.
Well, now choose one person you wish to contact. After that, the artifact's mine.
How do you know I knew Letho?
I've read...
The reports, I know. Why are you warning me about him?
Because I like you.
Is there anything to prove? An enlightened...
You haven't the faintest notion how many people...
Just be...
You're and they all know that.
Let's say you've
Well then, consider me glad to have satisfied a witch.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't eavesdrop while I eavesdropped.
I shan't trouble you. I have a lot of work to do here.
I made sure we'd have a trustworthy cook while in Lochmuin. I'll not allow anyone to slip poison into your goblet here.
I cannot sit here and eat in peace while Philippa rots in a dungeon.
Regardless of Philippa's whereabouts and predicament, you must behave as befits a queen.
Does that rule out caring for my friends?
Philippa will manage. And even should she fail, I'm sure her final wish would be that we follow through with the plan. So eat. You must be at full strength during the summit. A very important task awaits you.
I hope you learned something useful.
I'm just sorry I can't use the artifact a few more times.
Its power has been depleted.
I understand. Thanks anyway.
I reckon there are a few more...
Diana's notes from a mutation procedure manual. Diana's notes about the city's history. Diana describes finding an important document about the Vrans.
Your very existence is an insult to the gods.
You lose. You can only lose.
You a thief?
I don't have to steal.
I've always been the curious sort.
They say witches are tough.
Your very existence is an insult to the gods.
You lose.
You a thief?
I don't have to.
I've always been.
They say witches are tough, but...
Scale and Burden told me you...
And you believe that stinking midget?
It's you I don't believe. Fact is, you could only get that kind of strength from potions.
Fuck you! You're as loaded with potions as squirrel shit is with nuts!
I was clean during our bout. You're a con. They should call you Numa the Cheater.
One more word and I'll shove your tongue so deep down your throat it'll come out your arsehole!
How will you do that? You'll lose your coordination when you're headless.
Why the aggro? I don't need any aids. I'm still the best without them. You lose.
I'm looking to earn a few oren. You a thief?
I don't...
I've always been the cute.
My little ace tits! No one's ever beaten me.
There's always a first time.
If I give you something, will you keep this to yourself? The circus finds out I lost, they'll catch...
All right. Let me get...
Behold...
Way to sport...
The...
Welcome.
I don't believe you killed Foltest.
I didn't.
But a bounty is a bounty. I'm sure you understand. As a professional, it's nothing personal.
How can I help?
I want to play dice.
You must first prove you're good enough by defeating the elves who...
Yes,
Let's play.
yes.
Let's play.
You must first defeat my teacher. He's a master.
What can I do for you?
Do you play dice?
Would you like to join us?
Who would you like to play? You win.
Care to... Congratulations.
Thanks for the game.
They insist on
anything.
That
Make.
I'm not
Just. I guess you're here.
They them hence who
How can I help?
I want to play dice.
I could use some coin. You've lost. How can I help?
I want to play.
I could use... You've lost.
Yes. You must first...
How can I help?
I want to...
You've won.
Who can I play next?
My apprentice. She's a mere learner in
Yeah.
Let's play.
Shall we? I've won!
I'll make it tougher for you.
Yes.
Let's play dice.
Shall we? You fully deserve this coin.
Who else can I play?
The incredible Lockhart.
Sounds arrogant. Where do I find him?
Somewhere around the market, most likely.
Thanks. Damn, you're ugly.
Special? Oh, be damned.
I'd like to play dice poker.
Want? The incredible...
I'd like...
The incredible lock...
I'd like to...
Want to... You just ended a lifelong winning streak.
And you owe me some coin. Or you can pay in kind.
What's your preference?
Show me what you...
I can give you runes to enhance your sword, an element that'll reinforce your armor, or one of the designs from... As you would.
Greetings.
Constable John Natalis.
Interest, John Natalis. He is Regent.
Prepare for your final...
Greetings.
Renounce magic, I tell you! Shatter your towers and...
Constable John Natalis.
Interex job.
Geralt, prepare for your final lesson.
Final? But
I'll have no
Wonder how many more will turn up.
Constable John Natalis.
Interex John Natalis.
Geralt of Rivia. Prepare for your final lesson.
Final? But
I'll have no discussion.
Constable John Natalis. Pardon me.
Prepare for your final lesson.
Final? But
I'll have
magic or danger. The sword of Aramil, who defied his king's rule. The Lord of the Wild Hunt desires the gene of the Elder Blood. He seeks to fling open the gates between the worlds so that terror and destruction may reign. The King of the Hunt ordered me slain, and the wraiths born at his command assumed living form, pursuing me through the voids between the worlds for centuries. I have arrived at Loch Muin. Though tired, I know I will not rest. The riders of the hunt draw near. On my back, I can feel their deathly breath.
Barbarian. Prepare for your final lesson.
Final? But...
The absence of certain people is telling. The absence of others, downright astounding.
Chris Meridol is said to be coming, if late. Sabrina Glevis.
Nothing special.
Big.
Huh?